Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast, the #1 gaming podcast in the world, featuring your host, Locarthemanbeast. Also featuring me, the LobsterDust. Welcome back. Happy Monday. How we doing?
Well, you know,
We're doing,
I guess.
We are doing.
We're doing in a way that I don't.
Do we have to keep doing?
Yeah, exactly right. I'm sure there's options, right? I just don't know why I keep picking this option.
Is this it?
What's good, man?
Another beautiful day.
You're currently out of town right now. Not currently, but currently as in when this goes live currently.
When this goes live, I'll be driving back.
Oh, you're just going up for the weekend? Or like a day?
Yeah.
Oh.
Saturday, Sunday.
Why? Do they not treat you right down here? What's going on?
Well, I'm per diem down here. So now that I'm out of training, my days there aren't Monday through Friday.
Oh.
It's whatever gets thrown at me. And I didn't have anything. I've already, like, even though I finished my training and I had those days done, I've already picked up more.
Got you.
But it's not as consistent and it won't be on the weekends. So I had 2 weekend shifts open up where I'm going to go up there and be training someone.
Oh.
And it's like I spend $130 on like an Airbnb for the weekend and I make
600. Well,
yeah,
you know, a day or whatever.
So it just makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's smart call. Smart call. I mean, when do you want a break in life, Brad? We're 1 foot in the grave. When are you trying to have a break?
What is that? I don't fucking know, man.
So
I gotta play catch up for a while.
I know. You work on Tuesday?
Tomorrow? No. Not that I know of.
Okay. Gotcha. What time do you work on? It's my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm. Yeah. No. No. I was just wondering if you're gonna be around. That's all. No. I'm trying to be
That dramatically changes.
No. I'm working and Wednesday.
Yeah. You guys want to get fucked up at Chuck E. Cheese? Microdose until we think the animatronics are real.
I got a bag of random pills. We're just gonna pop them all and go to the drive-in.
No, the drive-through.
Yeah.
It's a Jack in the Box drive-through.
Sir, can you please order? Stop yelling at me.
It's my fucking birthday. You give me my time.
No, I figure I don't know what the hell is happening. I haven't really planned anything. I have no intention on doing anything. I just figured, like, if we're gonna be sitting around, maybe we game or maybe we grab dinner or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
My boss is forcing me to take Wednesday through Friday off.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you're not coming to work. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's not a big deal. He's like, go see your dad. I was like, with what fucking money, G? I was like,
just go fly to Hawaii.
Yeah, no, yeah, fine. Yeah, sure. I'll just fucking pull that out of my ass. He's like, he's like, you haven't, he's like, I checked the records. You haven't taken a day off, like an actual, like vacation or anything like that in 2 years. He's like, you need to just take some time off. I was like, so you give me 3 days? It's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to pay for it. Just fuck off. Just do anything for 3 days. Just don't be here. Don't come to work. And I was like, so my whole thing immediately, I was like, okay, so you're going to Mexico. And he's like, well, yeah, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be gone. And I'm telling you, because I'm gone, you take the time off as well. I'll just pay for your time. And I was like, yeah. So what happens
you
when
fucking know Wednesday morning?
He
calls you. He calls you. He's out of town and he can't. Exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna be gone and you're gonna be gone.
Yeah, right. That's what I said. I was like, get the fuck out of here. There's still people working, man. Like, who's gonna handle him? He's like, I just told them to call me directly if anything comes up, and I'll take care.
I don't even know G, and I know what's gonna happen.
I was like, this sounds like the worst fucking 3 days off I will ever have in my life.
Who's ever been in a car with you on a weekday knows what's gonna happen. Fucking what the fuck?
No way, man. No way. So we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up this Oakland project, right? And it went south so fucking fast for no reason. So I don't remember if I told you or not. A couple, maybe like a month ago or so, the guys were finishing up paint. And they were cleaning off old paint and shit, and they accidentally pulled the fire alarm in the building. So shit happens. It's like an old school fire alarm. It's not like the ones where like it has a handle to pull or like break glass and push button. It's like a slide one that like only existed in like the 70s. You know what I mean? It's like an old school, like
it's just a flip down. It's not like a pull out.
It's not any. Yeah, you could just lean your arm on it and it would just set the fucking fire alarm off, right?
That's great.
So our guys were just cleaning it, and then they left, and I guess whatever they were doing, it just ended up affecting it, and the fire alarm went off. So at that point in time, everybody blew up. Fuck these guys. Get them off the property. I don't want them here. Da-da. All right, calm down. Shit happens. Even though when the fire department got here, they were like, yeah, we were told by residents in 30 years this has never happened. Da-da-da-da. And the fire alarm, the firefighters that showed up were like, you guys don't test the fire alarms? And they were like, well, it's like,
no, we do.
Yeah, he's like, these are old school. He's like, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. So like, of course, when I finally called them back, they were like, yeah, okay, it was an honest mistake. Yeah, I was like, yeah, why the fuck would we pull the fire alarm? Right? Like, who does that? Like, our guys are like, yeah, man, we're almost done with the job. Let's pull the fire alarm. You know, he's like, no, come on. So this dude, the dude who's the boss, kind of like, he fires off the handle real quick, you know? So last Thursday, I go and see these guys, or I don't know, the week before, I don't fucking remember. Go see these guys on like a Thursday. We get out there, everything's chill. We're laughing, we're cutting it up, we're joking. Everybody's in a happy fucking mood. We're like, okay, we're at the tail end of this. We're cleaning everything up. Make your punch list. If anything comes up, we'll have the guys take care of it. They're like, can you please take the trash out, all the stuff? Yeah, no problem. Hey, just please don't put all the trash in the dumpster. I said, okay, well, we'll take our trash with us, but there's a lot of trash that's in this unit that like our staging area that was the property's trash. We did not charge the property for a trash out. We're not going to charge the property for a trash out. So it's your fucking trash. But because you're trying to also turn the unit, we'll just take all that trash and get rid of it for you. We're not going to take it, but we will put it in the dumpster. We will take our trash, but we're going to leave your trash for you. But at least we'll clean out the unit so you guys can get in there and get it turned. Okay, yeah, no problem. So Friday, I'm in a couple meetings outside and my phone is just blowing up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm in a meeting. I'm like, I can't deal with this right now. Phone is going off the hook for 25 minutes. I finally get done with my meeting and I open up it and there's like 60 messages. And it's basically like this guy, Pete, who's like the top end guy at the property, and like my boss just being like, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you. Like, I'm like, what is going on? And like, I'm going through the messages and it's like, they put the trash in the fucking dumpster. It's like, yeah, it was your guys' trash. And like, no. So I had told my guys, if it's our trash, take it with us. But they had taken a few bags that had the property's trash and put it in there. And what I should have told them was take all the trash bags with us, but leave the boxes and shit behind, right? So just miscommunication stuff, easy things. But because it's an easy thing, it's like, hey, you put the trash in the wrong spot. Okay, no problem. Our guys went back to pull all the trash out, and they basically were like, no, fuck it. You're done. We're firing you. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? And so it's been a nightmare of back and forth for them, like nonstop, just like between my boss and this guy. Boo, 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 boo. Fuck this guy. I don't like him. Don't bring him on the property. My boss is like, I don't give a shit. We're not working for them anymore. Fuck them. Blah, blah, blah. So like, I had to go out to Oakland today because they called me on Wednesday and they were like, are you going to be out here Thursday, to pick up your check? And I was like, pick up my check? No, just put it in the fucking mail, man. It's like a $200,000 check, $300,000 check, something like that. And I'm like, no, just put it in the you have our invoice. Just mail it to where it needs to go. It goes to my accountant anyway. Just fucking put it in the mail like any other normal invoice would be paid. Well, we want to do a final walk and we want to, hand you the check personally, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I tell my boss this and he's like, no, they're fucking with us. All right. So yesterday I'm sitting here at like 5:00 and my phone is just going off the hook. It's probably about 4:00. People are calling me constantly. Pete, Bill, Janet, my boss, back and forth. Well, boss is like, no, fuck them. And everybody else is like, please come down, do this. Like, they don't like Guillermo, but they like you. Please, let's handle this. I'm like, holy shit. So I just got stuck in the middle of this bullshit. So I drove out to Oakland today. I walked the property and they're like, well, we got a punch list. I was like, we already finished the punch list. It's like, there's a speckle on the door. There's like, oh, dude, can you tighten this up for us? Just minimal bullshit. I'm like, all right, cool guys. I'll take care of it. Wrap it up. Hand me the fucking check. So they hand me the check today. I came back up. So Tuesday, my birthday, I have to go back down to finish this punch list, which is like, it's basically spit shining. Like, all right, that's good. You know what I mean? But I have to show up.
It's just the last twist before they fucking are done with you.
And I'm just like, all right, guys, whatever. I'm just so tired. And like I was trying to tell them, I was like, I'm just not here to battle you. Like, that's not my goal. This is just business. You know what I mean? Like, the guys are fucking idiots. They put the wrong trash in the wrong dumpster. Okay, that is not worth fucking being like, we fire you. We're going to hold your check. We're not paying you. Da, 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 da. Like, that's not how we
pick and choose your fucking battles.
Yeah.
You want a problem? I'll start giving you a real fucking problem.
So my boss said, he's like, just be thankful you weren't there when that all happened. He was like telling the property or the regional manager too. It was like, Trevor doesn't put up with a lot of shit. Like, if people are yelling at him, he'll fucking fire off. He's like, we would have lost a lot more than just like the contract and goodwill with your company. I was like, so the whole time, like today, I was like driving. I was like, it's like 7 in the morning. I'm like driving down to the property. Like, my boss is like calling me. He's like, okay, when you talk to him, I was like, just fucking leave me be. Stop. I've been doing this for years. Just let me handle it. I'm not leaving the property without the check, and I'm not giving them anything else. Okay, just stop calling me. And I'm like on my way down. I'm like stuck in traffic, and I keep getting messages from him like, please don't fight anybody. It's like, I'm not gonna fight anyone. G, just leave me be. He's like, no, just don't cause any more problems. I was like, what the fuck is that? Who am I? Like, have I really put off that much persona? Like.
Fucking the Equalizer from fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
The dad.
Yeah.
Who the fuck calls during Knight Rider?
Oh man. So that has been my fucking week of bullshit to deal with. It's just been consistently bad.
Nice.
So, but you know what was fucking cool yesterday? So me and Sean, I got home after dealing with the Oakland stuff, and I just text Sean. I was like, hey, I'm home. It was like 12 or whatever. I was like, I'm home. If you want a game, just let me know, because he was off yesterday. He's like, he finally texted me. He's like, yep, I'm up. Like, let me get some food in me real quick, and then we'll play games. Sick, cool. We played some Marvel Rivals for a little bit. I haven't played games in like 2 weeks. Like, actually gamed in like a couple weeks now. So sat down and played Marvel Rivals, and it was a blast. We were having a ton of fun. We got some dope ass kills. We were just playing around, just fucking doing stuff. Mike and Marie popped in channel, and they were like, we're going to play some 7 days. Do you guys want to join us? It was like, yeah, cool. No problem. So Sean's like, well, I'm going to go get some food real quick, and then I'll pop back in when I get done with food. So like, okay, fine. So I hop into Mike and Marie's world, and they're doing a bunch of shit, and they're showing me what they've been putting together, and they've been playing. And I'm like, cool, all right. I was like, they're like, well, you're pretty low level. Do you want to like go hit POIs and stuff? I was like, no, actually, it's like day 26 in their world or 25. I was like, we got a couple days before Horde Night. Would it be cool if I just built a Horde base and we just fucking took on a Horde Night? And they were like, yeah, fine, no problem, whatever. And they were like, I don't know what you're gonna do like at level 1. I'm like, but I was like, yeah, just let me build a Horde Night base. Sean pops back in and he's like,
is there just like vanilla too?
Yeah, there's a super vanilla. Super vanilla.
Yeah, so come on, guys. Watch the channel.
Well, that's what Mike was saying. He's like, I've been watching.
I'm doing Horde Night. Naked, no trainers, and all I can use is my dick.
So Sean pops back in the channel. And like, I had forgotten until we started playing 7 days again, where his Rat King name came from. Do you remember when we were playing 7 days?
Because he digs.
He digs. Remember? And we were like building the base or whatever. He like popped up out of the ground.
Sulfur.
So of course, me and Sean just get back to the thing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this together. I need this material, this material, this material. He's like, got it, cool, no problem. So I'm like building up the base and like putting everything together. And Sean's just out mining. And it took us like, you know, a couple hours to put the base together. It was this fucking massive base that we put up, and we were able to have 4 people play. What a fucking blast! What a blast! You know what I mean? To just have something simple like that, where it's just like a bunch of friends just like playing around. And like we, at one point in the night, like towards the end of the night, cop popped and blew up the bridge that I had made for the zombies pathing. And the zombie, it was fucked. And I was like, okay, like running around. I was like, all right. I like hopped over the railing onto like a piece that it was still like left and like put a bunch of blocks down to like make a path. And I was like, okay, we're back up. And Mike is like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, I saved the rest of the Horde Night. Like, it's so much fun to just have that like going on. And it was a blast. It was cool to play with Mike and Marie, who got like 200 hours in the game now, you know, and still seeing their very vanilla like experience. Their knowledge and stuff is still they have good knowledge. They have very, very good knowledge, but it's also like the extent of where it was. Like I put traps down for the first time in their world. I saw that. He's just blinded. I put traps down for the first time in their world, and Mike had never even fucked with traps before. So it was cool to like show them how to do traps. Like this is how the wiring
traps
works.
Are game changers.
Dude, they're absolutely, man. It's the redstone of Minecraft. Like it's just like, it's so dope because when you get into the traps and you see how they work and you get them to work, it just changes the whole like night of Horde. So it was a blast. It was cool. It was fun to just dick around in that game for a couple hours with them. I just had I was laughing, having a good time, all at the same time taking fucking phone calls from these idiots all day. So
yeah. You want to have some real fun? Get some HE explosive rockets in there.
Just destroy the base.
That fucking base.
Still one of my favorite things ever. Yes!
We're talking about traps. Open the door! Open the door! Just jumped out. How is the door opening? We're just stuck. It's just slowly going up.
Oh my god.
Oh
god, that was such a good fucking video. That was a good time. That's another big one. I was talking to Sean too, because I mentioned it. I was like, remember when we did that arena where I built the arena and then we just had like
I was thinking about that the other day.
Like a death match, just
like a 1v1.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was fun.
It's a lot of fun, man. 7 days is kind of like one of those endless. It is sandbox. You know what I mean? You are really
super sandbox.
It's open to whatever you decide you want to do with it. So it's cool, man. I enjoy the shit out of it. Too much, I think.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's given. I don't know if it keeps giving. It's just given. You know what I mean? It's your favorite shirt. It's got holes in it. You know? A little bit of sweat stains, but it's still your favorite shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I saw you playing Kingdom Come today.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time that I've played games in a while.
Yeah.
And you took it upon yourself to play Vowed so that we know what that is. This, I feel like could be a contender for Game of the Year.
Really?
So Well, that's what like the general consensus people were saying when it was released. So I was like, and it was already on kind of like my list to try. I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. So I guess you have to play the next one that comes out. So we keep this up.
Okay.
Is it Assassin's Creed Shadows? I don't know.
I don't know if
I'm like, don't. Nah, yeah, you could take that bullet. I'll take the next good game that comes out, and we'll just keep going back and forth like that till the end of the year.
Wait, why do you always get the good games?
That's just the way the cookie's crumbling.
Okay,
right now.
so I'm
listen. If it's 2 back-to-back bad games and then a good game after that, it looks like the good game will fall on you.
But that's
listen. You're playing a quadruple A game. I'm only playing triple A.
That's a good point. Yeah. Ubisoft has definitely like up the ante on the thing.
I heard that Ubisoft could be up to $450 million into development on this thing.
I mean, sure.
They've been working on it since 2019 or 2018.
Yeah.
The original projection was like $250 million budget. They kept having to push it, and each time they pushed it, added like another like $23 to $25 million onto it, plus like promotions that they put into it and everything like that. Like,
yeah, does it? Okay,
could be a studio killer.
I have a problem with Assassin's Creed nowadays. Not like a big problem. So I played Origins and what was the one that came after that? Odyssey. They're cool.
Is Origins the like early America?
No, early America is Assassin's Creed 3. Talking about colonial kind. Yeah, so there's been fucking
like the
12
founding fathers and shit.
That's
I haven't played anything from there.
So then they had like Syndicate. They had a bunch of other. Anyway, I played Origins. That was the one where they kind of went into like an open world aspect. It was the ancient Mesopotamia time or whatever, like pyramids, ancient Egypt.
Okay.
And then Odyssey was the one that followed like during like Roman times, and it was like had like Pantheon type of vibe to it or whatever. And it was cool. The open world aspect of it was cool. It was great, big old open game. And it just kind of felt like me. Like I was fine with what it was doing. I think the problem I have with Assassin's Creed is because what was the original storyline with Desmond Miles and like Abstergo and them trying to like, they were the Templars trying to hunt down the assassins and using memory, and that being like the draw to like the story in the game. That's what really got me involved with 1, 2, and 3, and when it just kind of went back to just being straight Assassin's Creed, it was like, okay, it's fine, but it's super fucking repetitive. Assassin's Creed is just a very repetitive ass game that is you just doing the same shit over and over again for 10 hours, you know what I mean? Or however long the games are. There are better Japanese samurai style ninja fucking games out there. Sekiro, what else? Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I mean? There's just better like games based in like Asian theme that I just don't feel like Assassin's Creed is going to hit the mark on this. You know what I mean?
But Black Samurai.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, because why not?
Yeah.
Ubisoft is super progressive, I get it.
Does Sekiro have that? Does Ghost of Tsushima? No.
But like we talked about before, Black Samurai is also kind of like partial myth, partial like truth.
Well, if you're going to go partial myth, partial truth, why not just make an Afro Samurai game?
They did. It was on PS3. PS3 and Xbox 360.
A next gen Afro Samurai game.
Because do you need another one?
Featuring
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. That was actually a fun game, man. The Afro Samurai game. That was fun. I mean, I didn't
actually know that there was an actual Afro Samurai game.
Yeah. The show was sick too. I love that.
Yeah, the show was sick.
So sick, man.
That's another one I can't find. Johnny Quest in that.
I have Afro Samurai on Blu-ray. I've got the whole series on Blu-ray. So,
see, am I just lazy?
Yes, because
it feels like a lot of work to put it in a Blu-ray player and then like eventually switch over to another disc. You know,
the laziness is definitely coming like true, because I was looking for a copy of Interstellar 555, Daft Punk's animated movie that they did for the album discography, and I cannot seem to find it streaming anywhere, but I could buy it on Blu-ray. And I was like, I felt like I bought it on Blu-ray at one point. Can't find a copy of it anywhere. Have no idea where the fuck it's at. But I was like, man, I really want to watch this again. And so instead of just being like, it was like $10 on Amazon or something like that to get a Blu-ray copy. And like, I've got a shitty ass PS4, but it'll play it, you know, hooked up to the TV. I just started looking for free sites, you know, someplace online you can watch it for free. I think that is coming to laziness. But like,
yeah.
Does it feel bad? We used to love physical media, man. Fucking love physical.
I still do, and I don't.
My pride used to be my game collections on my shelf.
Yeah.
It's like my books, you know what I mean? Like when you can see each one of them and people can go through. I love Mike and Marie would come over to the house and they would go through the library and like be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take these games this time. And it was like, you know, it was such a cool thing. Having physical media is so fucking cool. And we've just moved away from that.
You can't anymore. Even if you get physical media, you're putting it in and it's like a physical CD key. You're still downloading almost the entire game.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's the kicker to it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If I want physical media, I want to put it in and I want to go from there. And granted, like probably most games wouldn't even fit nowadays on a CD, you know?
Well, I mean, Blu-ray is what, 50 gigs? Oh, yeah, that's a good fucking point. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't think about it like that. Was it 80 gigs as a Blu-ray? Is that what it is?
I have no clue. I think most games are between like 80 to 100. Some are 120 gigs nowadays.
Fuck, dude. Is that why we moved away from physical media?
No. Oh, no. I guarantee you it's because they make a lot more money just fucking having people download it from a server than they do actually having to put together a CD case art. I mean, I think they're still going to do case art regardless. Yeah. But
triple layer. Oh, they have quadruple layer Blu-ray discs that are 128 gigabytes. So it's still possible.
So you still can't get do Warzone though.
No, but I feel like a game like that is designed to be an online game. That makes sense. A single player experience, that doesn't make sense, right? A game that does not require you to be online to play doesn't make sense.
What games don't require you to have an online connection anymore?
Lots of games. I mean,
name them. It's like, even if it is single player, it still requires you to be online for like your saves, your achievements, everything like that. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, okay, those are like the peripheral things of it. Like, but I'm thinking about just like a game that does not require. There are some games. Like, okay, like Diablo was a perfect example of like, why is this an always online fucking game? That makes no sense. Diablo 4 when it came out, it was like, when we're playing with friends, that's totally fine. But if I'm playing a single player experience by myself, I shouldn't require internet access to play this, right?
Should be able to hop in and out just like every other one.
Exactly right.
But they don't make money somehow. Like somehow there's money somewhere.
Yeah, or it's just one of those things where it's just the way that they design netcode to like keep stealing your information. Because they always said it was, it's for the anti-cheat. Who gives a fuck? If I'm playing a single player game, let me put in my Game Shark and do whatever the fuck I want with this.
Game Shark. Yeah.
You know?
I miss back in our day. I miss having just the disc, putting it in and just going. No shaders, no anything like that. Pop. I remember I was just thinking about like, me and my girl started playing the new one from, was it Haywire or Haystack or whatever the fuck they're called? Split Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, cool, we got it. And then you just have to sit there and wait for it to download. And it's like, fuck. I started to learn. I was like, man, I kind of miss the days, like, because we went pretty hard on it. We played till like 3:34 in the morning playing this game. And I was telling her, I was like, God, it's kind of like reminds me of like Gears of War. When it first came out, you went to like the midnight release, you got home. And then like the bragging rights was like how fast you could beat the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
And then tell your friends like the next day at school,
yeah.
like, oh shit, beat it in fucking 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Kind of just reminded me of that. I miss those days. I miss where like the guide was like the Prima guide.
Yeah.
Where you not only like it gave you like your like walkthrough and it's like, did you have to look at it? But like it also had like lore in it and stuff like that. And like they're used to, God, I think somewhere I have a backpack that's just, I don't even know what ones are in it, but they're like old Prima guides. I miss that. Oh yeah. 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 Oh no. But you need like that hardcover one. Fuck yeah. Like you're buying a fucking school book.
Yeah, dude. They're fucking thick. Look at it. I've got the when Orange Box first came out on console. Dude, I have got a plethora of Prima guys. But a lot of that was because I worked at GameStop. And at a certain point, they pennied them all out and they were just like throwing them in the trash. It was like, I'm not throwing this shit in the trash. And it was like just location stuff.
Yeah, God, like the very beginning of like, hey, if you just go through there, it looks like there's nothing, but in that hallway leading against it, there's this one item.
Yep.
That's like pretty overpowered for the next like 3 levels, like shit like that.
Yep.
Now everything's.
Well, do you remember when I lived in Bucks Bar? There was no internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine if I was living out in that area in this day and age? You'd never be able to play a video game. Well, okay. You're doing it with Starlink, not well, but you are doing it. But like, imagine if you didn't have Starlink. What would you do?
Oh,
there'd be no video games for you.
Especially in today's day and age.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's
just LAN parties, dude. Just LAN parties.
Imagine taking your whole ass PC to someone's house just so you can like update and download a bunch of games and then go home. Like, fuck that noise, man.
That's what I did with my first PC. We built it at your place. I updated, got some games, and just brought it back.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
still the only thing I could play was Trove or whatever that was called.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because we put it with you. This is when you living at your mom's house during fucking COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Shit.
And then I'd pack up all of it when I'd go to the room I was renting in Citrus Heights.
Yep.
And I could like download and play there. Then I'd pack it all back up and bring it right back out there.
Bro, man. It's a weird time in gaming because we're getting to the point where things are starting to not progress any faster. Like there's nothing new that's happening in video games that are like, it's the next thing. You know what I mean? We're not seeing anything. I mean, other than like the shit that Unreal 5 has been able to like pump out and stuff like that, like some of like the ultra realistic like shit that they've been doing. But other than that, you're not seeing a jump in the video game. Like we've kind of plateaued, but we're plateauing at the worst part, right? Like, it's like
we're plateauing at battle passes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Microtransactions. Who knows? Maybe Grand Theft Auto brings the next.
I just don't see that.
Think so.
I don't see that being the case, man. I don't see that. God.
I mean, if we could say it, a developer would already be doing it. But like, what would be the next jump? Well, because what were the big jumps? Big jumps were online being able to play online.
Yep.
Obviously, like there's like genre shifts where everything becomes like a battle royale. Open world, having truly open world games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is the next big jump?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Not just open world, but like minimal load times in video games, I think was a giant jump where like games were seamless. You know what I mean? No matter where you went, you were just existing.
You didn't have to hit the fog wall and wait for the scroll wheel that gave you the tool tips.
Yep, exactly. I think that was a massive jump. I think the stability of online gaming, I think, is where another giant jump was, right? Like no longer like server finding and stuff like that, like quick match systems, like ability to have like not MMR because that's still a broken fucking system, but like region locking or ping locking people so they were always playing within a, you know, an area that would work.
Yeah.
I think networking has been a huge jump in it. But like, yeah, realistically, what have been the jumps in video games? Other than things that we don't really contribute to, which is like VR, you know, augmented reality stuff, you know, because I watch a lot of VR shit and I'm like, this always looks super dope and super fun and goofy, but I don't know if I can. Well, personally for me, I can't get into it. The more VR I do, the sicker I feel.
I'm so into it. I'm so into it.
I know you are.
My girl got me one from Costco.
Got a Quest?
The Meta 3.
Uh-huh.
It came with Batman.
Uh-huh. Batman's
the
dope.
Batman Arkham game.
Yeah.
Started playing that. I got out of it, and it took me like 10 minutes to realize I wasn't still in VR, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you start kind of like doing this, like looking for like the crack where you can like see the outside. But I'm out of it.
The fucking thing wild with the meta, and this is the thing that was fucking me with the meta, was, I need to take a piss or whatever. You just click the button for pause, and there's a system that says like
passes through.
Yeah, pass through or whatever, and then you could just walk around with it on your fucking face, and like. It's not like old VR where you were like trying to find the crack, like I'm looking for my drink, you know? It's like legitimately, you don't ever have to get out of it, you know?
Full pass through. It's weird.
It is weird. It's weird.
And it's weird when you wear it for a long time and then you take it off.
So I put on the Meta 4. So the Meta 3, you know how it kind of, it's almost like, it's got like the night vision, like the nods look to it.
I have the 3S, so mine might be a little different.
Which one do I have?
The 4 isn't out yet.
Oh, maybe I have the 2. Oh, I do have the 2. So you do have the 3. Okay, so you have, yeah. Then I did the one with the 3 where it's like color.
Yeah,
like it's like a
full color.
So the 2, the one that I have, the 2 is the one that gives you like the nods look or whatever. But you can still walk around pretty fucking fine, no problem.
Yeah, almost no latency.
Yeah, no, none at all, man. It's
wild.
It's a wild experience. That I think in itself is a jump, and I definitely think. Well, you know, you can thank Carmack for that, John Carmack.
I only thank Lord Zuck for that.
It wasn't Zuck; it was Carmack. You know, our Doom God, Carmack is the one that helped completely develop the entire VR system, Oculus, and all the way up to Meta.
With Zuck's money.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like saying
I'm just being contradictory.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're mean.
No, it's wild. That Bone Lab.
Bone Lab? Yeah, Bone Lab's great, man.
I was playing that. I fucking kicked my cat. I fell over a beanbag chair. Pretty sure I almost threw out my shoulder because I was switching. I grabbed an axe and I went to I forgot I was in VR and I went to fucking get this thing. And just the way I did it, halfway through, I realized I could fucking hit something. I don't really know. I have the boundaries up.
Yeah.
I don't really know where I am because even though you're supposed to move like this, I'm physically walking around and ducking and moving and stuff. So I kind of stopped. I felt a weird pinch in my shoulder as I'm swinging. I was and I'm just going all over the place. And it's not like when you're actually holding something where you feel the momentum. It's just your fucking body throwing against itself. It's weird.
That was another one too, where I was playing VR. God, what was I playing? It was like Bone Labs. It was something different, but it's like that. It might have even been The Walking Dead or whatever. And there was something on a counter that I went to grab, and I'd been in VR for so long, your brain starts to just kind of.
Yeah, it's weird.
It does. It's weird. And I went to grab it, but I went to put my other hand on the counter before I grabbed it. And the counter isn't there. And I just fucking tumbled. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, I had to take it off. I was like, come back to reality. We got to take a pause for a minute, man.
Yeah. Touch grass means the whole new thing.
Yeah.
This is real. This is real.
Oh my God. It's like 12 monkeys. Fucking. Oh man. Yeah, but it is weird. It is weird. And that it is cool. It's so fucking cool. But I don't know if it's gaming. It's a different type of game. It's not gaming.
Listen, I'm new to it, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm new. But I can already see myself like going deep into debt trying to get one of those Omni track pads and like the haptic suits where like you're running.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude. Yes.
Dude. Because of course, like you start looking up like VR games and then you see like people's extreme fucking setups. It looks wild.
There's also a thing where because VR is its own, it's kind of the fucking like cryptocurrency of the gaming world. It's just kind of in a lawless state. There is a game that will mirror one of the like popular AAA games that are out there in VR. There's a Tarkov-like game.
Just Tarkov rip them up.
Yeah, exactly. And
we don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do?
And no one will fight against it because it's like you can't really compare the two because it's not even the same media.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Was it Ghost of Tabor is the Tarkov
Ghost of
one?
Tabor, yep.
There's a lot of like weird ones like that where it's like it's a blatant ripoff, but nobody's really tried to like
stop it. Yeah, and it's its own thing, you know. And it's like, and that's totally cool. I like that. I like that there's because the genre in itself it's its own thing that no one's really trying to stop it by saying, well, they can't really have technically ripped it off because do you walk around and do things with your hands in your video game? Well, no, you don't. It's like, okay, yeah, very true.
Yeah. No, you have a player use E and 2 at the same time to do that. We have the player wind up and do a fluid motion. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
I will tell you, it is crazy when you do start to think about it with the way that VR actually works, because you are just looking at a screen, but the way that things are set up in depth perception to give you that 3D, that's what I think fucks with my head. Because when you look at your computer screen when you're playing games, you really don't always think, especially when you're playing 3D games like on the computer, you're still just looking at a 2D image. You know what I mean? That 2D image is layered, but it's still just 2D. It's just a screen.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with VR, but there's something different about VR.
Yeah.
That just, the mind just can't really connect. You know?
Yeah. I've fallen around that whole fucking living room. I pushed everything aside. I was in Bone Labs. And I picked up this guy's MP5 and I'm running through and I'm like, I'm shooting. I see a laser and I start taking damage. My screen starts like fucking going all red. And you still have to turn. My stupid ass like fucking tries to like turn and roll and move, tripped over my own fucking feet, fell on the ground, shooting from the fucking prone position, but I haven't like moved my body enough to really shoot. So I'm shooting to the side. Ugh.
See, that is the thing about VR too. But then that's what also scares me about VR is I saw like, you know, you see, like Ready Player One status where
put me in it, dude. I'm ready.
You say that. How are you going to go to work?
Dude, the Aura ring that I have that like tracks like your like heart rate and stuff thinks I'm fucking full blown like working out. It's like, are you playing? It asked me if I was playing hockey for an hour and 30 minutes. I was like, nah. Nah. I was like, what's the closest I could put? I was all dancing. My calories are all dropped down. Like you didn't burn 400 calories. You burned 37.
That is a good thing. I mean, it will make gamers active. VR will do that. It forces you into being active. You know, maybe.
Now just imagine that Omnipad. I'm so much more. Maybe. I think I would be so much more not invested in working out because it wouldn't be working out. It would be tricking me into getting exercise in a way that my body is like softball.
See,
I don't fucking ever like sprinting or running, but if I fucking smack this shit out of a ball,
I'm booking.
I want to get to third. So if you put me in that, I feel like part of me is like, maybe I'd be okay with cardio. Maybe I would run.
See, I would go.
It's not real running.
I would go the opposite direction with VR. I wouldn't get the Omni tracker, but I would get a fucking full sit down system to do racing or flight sims. Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Full VR and like a Formula One game. with like a fucking steering wheel and like shifter and shit, and just fucking sitting and booking and being able to look and turn.
I can plug it into my computer, huh?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
There goes the exercise. What can I do sitting at my desk?
Star Citizen. I think there's a mod for Star Citizen or
fucker, dude.
You got a bright light. But yeah, I mean, literally that. I mean, any racing game. I think Forza games. If you've got Game Pass, Forza has a VR system. I think that you can set up for that. And I've got the racing wheel and everything, so it's like
drop down. Let me fucking get in position. Lock this back a little bit. Put that motherfucker on. Just fucking
dude. And just being able to look and like catch, like, you know, just see where cars
look like over your shoulder.
Yeah, just look over your shoulder as like a car is trying to pass before you get it. Oh my god, dude, that would be hot shit. And then you see like the ones where the guys have it, they set up where it's the chairs move or react to like turns or G-forces and stuff, where or like you brake and like you feel the seat sit forward with like the G-force to push you. Oh boy, man, I don't think I would ever leave my house. That would be dangerous.
God, I would hate to like fucking like somebody comes over like, how much did you spend on that? Like, oh, I could have bought a real car.
Yeah.
I could have easily bought a real car.
Not only just bought a real, I
could have bought a project car and been on an actual track.
Yep. Yeah. Or just the next thing from there too is like I not only could I have bought a car, but I've wasted so much of my life in this now that like my wife has left me. I'm losing the house. Like I can't find a job. I'm sucking dick to keep up the, you know, just to pay for the.
Happy?
Oh yeah, 100%. You kidding me? And this room is big enough that I could fucking put a full racing chair in here.
Your poor downstairs neighbors though. It's got the hydraulic deck is kicking against the fucking.
Have you seen those videos of the guy that builds the like the
tank?
Yeah, and he like kicks him. Yeah. Oh man. War Thunder or World of Tanks and like VR.
By looking through I just typed in VR. I realized I wasn't in store. I was in library. But Tyrone versus Cops has a VR mode that came with that. Might be worth looking at. Might be a video for the channel if we remember how entertaining Tyrone versus the Cops are.
Well, I think I only played Tyrone Souls. Wait, did we play? You played Tyrone versus Cops.
Tyrone versus Cops is like a mini game within Beta Cuck Simulator.
Yes. God, that was a dark period of time for us.
Yeah. At least my other computer worked.
Did it?
Briefly. Half-Life Alyx.
Half-Life Alyx. That's another big one. If you've got, I would 100% recommend Half-Life Alyx. Like I played a demo of that or whatever. I bought it. The Batman one's another one. You have that one. The Star Wars, the Vader one. Mark had that. I played that one. Oh my god, that was so much fun. That's such a fucking phenomenal one. Beat Saber is just a classic, man. You just cannot. You cannot
Beat Saber.
You can't not have VR and not have Beat Saber. It's like a staple, man. It's so good. It's so much fun. Fuck, I want a VR.
Beat Saber is fucking.
It's so good.
Rad.
But there are certain games that, like I said, there's certain games for whatever reason I get motion sickness hella bad in VR. I don't get motion sickness anywhere else. Anywhere else. Like when I'm driving cars or I'm in cars, I never get fucking sick. But when I put on a VR and it's something that like constantly moves, like if it's on rails, not so bad. Or if I'm like physically making the character move, that's not so bad. But when there's just shit that's constantly moving or whatever, I get physically ill. Like I was telling you, like there's that roller coaster game I downloaded and I played.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I mean, it was a terrible idea, and I now know that it's a terrible idea, but I put it on, And I got like violently ill. Not like, oh my God, the roller coaster was crazy. Oh God, my stomach's all upset. I was just like, dude, you're not moving, but everything else is moving. My brain was just like, we're shutting down.
What to do here.
We're shutting down. We're shutting down.
Induce nausea. You're probably tricking your brain into thinking that you have like a low grade like psilocybin attack.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's like something's happening. All of our senses aren't working at the same time.
Our fucking kidneys and liver.
Start throwing up, see if that helps. Throwing up isn't working. Shit everywhere.
Oh my God. I was so because it tells you to sit down when you do that. And then it's like, flipping you and stuff like that. And I remember like after I got done, I was like, oh my God, I'm violently ill. I remember taking it off and like, I was like, oh God, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. And then I remember like sitting up in the chair and like, I was just soaked in sweat. It was like my body was like, we need to stop now. So I have to be really careful with what VR games I play.
Yeah. That sounds sick.
That's the fastest way to lose weight though. Play VR and puke. You'll be anorexic in like a week.
Yeah, we're dead. Fucking Janica comes home. I'm just drowning in my own throw up. I've passed out, but like the simulation's still going. So every time my eyes open, just fucking.
Oh man. Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
but we glossed over it. Kingdom Come 2.
Yeah, how is it? How is it?
The first okay, so like what you would consider the tutorial took me probably an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Was fucking amazing.
Okay.
Just like the story that like all the like the mechanics that it shows to you, how it introduces them to you, the story, the humor within it. Like it's got a lot of fucking like funny moments that it's like punctuated with like the cinematics and even like just like the sound, like the soundtrack and everything behind it. And I was like, man, this is fucking amazing. Got back after I was done with like the tutorial and I was like just like getting started on my own. The game has abandoned me. The game has horribly abandoned me. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
Yep.
Like there's a lot that's going on, but I have a feeling once you kind of get the ball rolling again, when you get into that feeling of like, this is fucking great again, it's going to be a fucking killer. It was so fucking like, I was like physically like laughing out loud and like, there'd be like times where they'd say something. I'm like, ooh, and then like they like say like in an old timey way exactly what I said, making fun of the situation. It's like, oh, you're aware, like, yeah. It was because I think it's gonna be great.
There isn't a whole lot of there wasn't a whole lot of direction in the first game too. It was like, bad guy killed dad, you get sword, go find bad guy, and then it was like, there's the world. And you just kind of had you just kind of had to Morrowind your shit through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when I'm getting my shit pushed in.
Yeah.
Like, because like there's like a scene that I won't spoil, but after that scene, it's like, oh, because of your grievous injuries, almost all of your skills have reset. Yeah. So I went from like just fucking people up and being the man to like
barely
a wet noodle.
Yeah.
I'm like a dog on the street is kicking my ass.
Because it is a straight continuation from the first game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that makes sense why they would be able to reset you back to it. Because I don't necessarily like it when video games do that. There's been a lot of sequels where it's like, oh, you fucking, ate a bad toadstool and now all your points are reset, and you have to relearn. Or like they always do the thing where it's like you're dope ass character that just spent like an entire 10-hour video game like beating up gods and shit like that, tripped and fell and bumped his head on a rock, and because you have amnesia you've been reset. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, my muscles don't go away just because I forgot who I am.
What about all these muscles? Yeah. Those are bitch muscles now. They're only for getting bitches. You don't know how to use them. Fucking
Oh man. But realistically, I guess that's okay. That's not the end of the world, you know. It's fine,
No,
especially since it's your first play of this game, because you didn't play the first one, right?
No, and I realized I finally pulled the trigger because I was just seeing so many videos, like reels and shit of it. I was like, all right, and I think we're taking it a little more seriously this year on like what games we're going to put towards
I agree.
our very prestigious thing. So
Yes.
I was like, someone got to do it. I've been thinking about it. Might as well just fucking do it. I realized that I was watching like an easy way to get into like this is what you should do, like your first, like to get the ball rolling on the story. I was watching guide videos for the first one, not the second one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So everything that I was like, all right, I got to remember, like when I go out of town, if I go left, like I can find it. Nah,
yeah, all fucked up. Yeah.
Nope.
They did a crazy thing with the AI in that game too, where depending on social class, like there's like if you drop shit on the ground and you're like in a town or whatever, there's like a social class structure to the AI that will then pick up
the peasants will come pick up your shit.
Yeah, but if there's like lords and stuff around,
they'll take clothes for too long, and they were like throwing shit at me, telling me to get out of their town because I didn't realize I was like, oh shit, like I'm still naked from that cutscene. I fucked up a barter too many times, and then nobody in town would trade for me for a certain amount of time. Like I was trying to negotiate, but like I only had like 7 gold pieces. They're like, get the fuck out of here. Like nobody would trade with me anymore. So I ended up wandering off into town, ended up getting butt fucked by bandits. You can't scum save. You can only save like when you sleep or if you make these certain potions. I hadn't done that and got set back an hour.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It's like, I don't want to say it's a Dark Souls,
but it's fun.
Fucking like RPG world, but it's like, it is a game where it does come down to skill. And that was the first game. Like once you got the skill to play the game, it was
combat's fun.
Yeah, combat is fun. And I don't know how much they've like iterated on it at all. They probably have, but I mean, like even the first game was fun. You know,
they have like the like star.
Yeah, depending on
where it's like how you're pulling is how you're gonna hit, and then like how they're holding is how like successful it's gonna be on landing. But like if you go to a certain side, that opens you up to a parry, and if you get a parry and a perfect strike, you get a perfect strike on them. But there's a wild variation between like it's super easy to parry like a knight coming in heavy, but then like a wolf is like,
yeah,
your parry is like you have to parry hit, and that's the only time you're ever going to get a hit on it because of how fast they move. Like I'm fucking looking like a goddamn idiot chasing this fucking thing around a field trying to hit it, and it's just fucking moving away from me. Never anything.
There's also a thing where it's all based on because there's so many different weapons and stuff in the game, like where you actually strike. Like if you're too close to an enemy and you strike and you end up hitting with a hilt, like you'll do damage, but you won't do as much damage as if you were farther back using like a longsword or wherever it comes out to.
And I was hoping I'd have a bow right now, just because they kind of like ask you like, oh, what do you like? And I was like, man, I want to use a bow. I can't find a fucking bow anywhere. And the first thing they gave me was a fucking flanged mace.
Yeah.
So it's a heavy weapon that I'm super not good with. That fucking it's just. It's fun. I'm having fun.
I mean, it is on my list of games that I want to play. You know what I mean? Like I really enjoy games like that, and I think I enjoyed that game. I like the first game a lot, so I felt like it'd be one of those things where I would have fun playing it. But I don't know how long it's going to keep my attention either, because it's so tedious.
I'm still in the first town. I think even if I did everything perfectly and I didn't fuck up on saves, I'd still be 3 hours in.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be something that like if you want to see it through, you're going to have to
you're putting time into it. Yeah.
Dedicate, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely not a 10-hour game.
Which is okay. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm into it.
Yeah. Because
I did start hitting it like when you said, hey, we should probably pod today. I'm going to have to probably work tomorrow. I was like, thank God, a reason to fucking stop. Like my eyes are starting to get heavy. The coffee isn't working anymore. I was like, okay, fucking get me out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's one of those games that would keep my attention better than Avowed did. Because like I said, once something else came out, I was done with Avowed. And like I don't even know if anything even else came out. I've just been playing like roguelites or like fucking bullet hell games. You know what I mean? And though I fucking bought Cookie Clicker on sale for like $1 or whatever, and I stopped playing Avowed to basically play Cookie Clicker. So
what is Cookie Clicker?
It's just an auto clicker. You just click a cookie and make money. And then you can use the amount of cookies that you've earned or the money you've earned from clicking the cookie to buy other things to make the cookie worth more money and just let it click away. Yeah. That's what I chose over playing Avowed.
I was going to say, I'm going to judge you less on that. I'm going to judge Avowed on
that was absolutely.
Took me a second to like kind of process.
Yeah, don't judge me, man.
Yeah. You're super. You're in the clear. You're good.
Have you ever played? Okay, did you ever play like Adventure Capitalists?
What?
When it came out? No. Okay, you're not into auto clickers. That's a different beast. I don't think you're ready for it. Like,
don't fucking turn this around on me.
Oh no,
you play Adventure Capitalists.
You went from I only play Call of Duty and Halo to like I play sex games, but you missed the in between. Right? You missed all the in-between, all the fucking weird stuff that's in the in-between. Auto clickers are one of those weird in-between. Oh, auto clickers are like the parallel weird, like you don't really have to spend a lot of time, but there's not a lot of thinking involved to like, it's like a step down from Balatro. Like Balatro, you kind of have to like pick and choose, but it's like, you just kind of get addicted to like the fucking thing that you're doing. Auto clickers are that way. You're not doing anything. You're just clicking and watching a number go up.
I feel like you're doing Balatro a disservice because there's a lot of, I still don't understand it, but there's a lot of strategy to Balatro.
There is, but
is there a strategy to your fucking cookie clicker?
Yeah, of course. You only get so much money at a certain point in time.
Fucking holding the fucking mouse like this.
Well, until you get to the point where it starts to auto do it for you and you don't have to click anymore. Then it's all based on how much money you get, when you spend it, how much you can spend it. Again, it's not that it's great, but they're fucking great time wasters. They're just like mental turnoff things. You know what I mean? You put on lo-fi or you sit and fucking, light a candle and sit in front of a fucking crackling fireplace and do fucking nothing, right? Like that's what an auto clicker is. It's just I'm turning my brain off. I don't have to think. I don't have to do anything, but I get the satisfaction, the dopamine of watching numbers go big.
Why don't you just read?
I'm out of books to read. I take that back. I have plenty of books to read, but I started another book, but it's tainted by how fucking good Dungeon Crawler Carl is. And I just have not been able to justify reading another book with the knowing that on April 8th, the next book comes out.
He has other books.
Yeah, but again, it's not that. I want to see this.
It's not.
I want to see the series through. I really, really fucking hope I get to meet him in May.
Yeah, you're fuck ass for that.
Dude,
they're sold out.
So I walked into Barnes and Noble. We were there the other day. It was just like, just walking around. I was picking up a couple books. I found a book that like Keanu Reeves wrote. Him and some guy wrote like a fantasy fucking novel or something. I was like, oh, that seems interesting. I picked up a couple other books I was looking.
Please tell me it's Will and Fred's Excellent Exposition or some shit like that.
And so the girl that originally gave me Dungeon Crawler the first time when I was in the store. So I think I told you the story. Like I was in Barnes and Noble and I had like a bunch of books in my hand. And then she walked up and was like, I see you have Dungeon Crawler Carl in your hand. Like if you don't buy anything else today, just buy that book. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about it. And she was like, no, okay, I'll make the choice for you. And just took the rest of the books out of my hand. It was like, just go buy that book. I was like, okay, I'll buy this book. Fine. You've sold me on it. Anybody who is that adamant about something, I can't just push off. You know what I mean? I might as well just.
That's a quest.
Yeah, exactly right.
You've accepted a quest.
I said, fuck it. And I read the first book and I was like, shit, she's not wrong. And then immediately after I finished the first book, the second book came out. Went and picked that one up. Boom. Now here we are, 4 books deep, ready for book 5. So I was in the store the other day, was picking up other books, and she like turned the corner and she's like, "Oh, I see you're like reading this guy's books." I was like, yeah, it's another author I like. And she was like, "Can I interest you?" And she went to hand it to me, and I started laughing because I was like, "You're actually the person that handed me this book." I was like, "I'm 4 of 4 right now." And she's like, "Fuck yes." Like in the middle of Barnes and Noble, she's like, "Fuck yes." She's like, "Another one." And I was like, "Absolutely." I was like, "Not only just another one," I was like, "but because of what you did, I've got 2 of my friends fully hooked on this fucking series right now." And she's like, "Oh my God, I finally got my brother to start reading it." It's like, I am serious about this. This is like one of the best series. I was like, I love it. It's one of my favorite series of all time. She was like, "He's going to be in here in May." And I was like, "What do you mean he's going to be here in May?" She's like, "He's going to be at this Barnes and Noble in May." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "Doing what?" And she's like, "A book signing." I was like, "No way." She's like, "You want me to put you on the list?" And I was like, yes. She's like, "I got you." She like put my name and number down. She's like, "Look, I don't know if all the spots are filled or not." She goes, "But," and she like put a star next to my name or whatever. And she's like, "If I get an opening and we are filled up, I will call your number." I was like, "Okay, thank you."
Yeah, he's only going to be there and in Los Angeles, and that's all of California.
Yeah, dude. What? Why in Arden of all places?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
God damn, dude. He has the Shivering Sky series, which is 3 books, and that one is a lot more serious. And then he has a 2-book series and then just like a one-off. And I have a feeling that those are going to be a little more sillier. If I had to guess the order, I'd say he probably tried Shivering Sky first, did Kaiju Battle Surgeon, and then like the Hobgoblin 2-part series, and then that led into that. Kind of looks like that's the direction. But even with this one, you could tell he's no stranger to world building.
Well, Shivering Skies, I looked it up. Shivering Skies was like, he wrote that in like 2003 or something like that. It's like one of his first books he wrote or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a couple others that he did after that point, like up until hitting COVID time, and then writing Dungeon Crawler, which was in 2020 or whatever. Or 2019 or whatever he fucking wrote it. Whatever it was, 2020, I think is what came out or whatever. Whatever was before it, I don't think is going to have the same.
No.
And so I'm not, I as much as I would like to read them just to see his writing, I think this is where he's peaked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there is just something about the series you just cannot.
No, it's magical.
It is.
The Shivering Sky.
You finished 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So me and Sean are finally caught up. We're all at the same spot.
Okay, he's finished.
I think he finished it yesterday or the day before. So he is caught all the way through.
Fuck, dude.
The end of that book.
The epilogue alone.
Like
granted, you could probably go another 50 pages before the epilogue, and it's still like you're like, oh shit, this is like ramping up in like a crazy way. But oh my god, the epilogue was like a fucking dump. It's like it's happening, and I'm getting so worked up and excited that I'm reading too fast. So I'm like, I'm reading and then I'm rereading it again because I'm like, you need to like take it all in.
Yeah.
Like you're reading fast because you're getting excited. Like
I was reading that as I was reading the epilogue. At first, I was so confused, but what I was reading.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me what was happening, and I was like, oh, okay, I get where they're at. I get this.
That's kind of the magic of it,
right? And I'm like, okay, I get that. And they're talking about stuff and they're doing stuff, and I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand what is happening until you figure out what's happening, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh,
when it clicks together, yeah.
Oh my god! It's like, oh my god, I couldn't fucking.
But it's like you figure out what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And there's that big and then the next happening happens. And then right before it ends, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I talked to Sean too, because like before I started 4, he was in 3. I just picked up 4 or whatever, and we were talking about the book, and I was saying how I didn't trust certain people. And I was like, there's just something that's not making sense about a few things. And it's just, there's just something off enough that you can't trust it, because the whole book is about not being able to trust anyone, right? Like the whole book is like, you just can't trust anyone, no matter what they say. And then at the end of the book, you're just like, I fucking knew it. And now I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. Like, you know, and I'm just mad. I'm just mad because I'm just thinking, what's going to happen next floor? What's going to happen next floor? It's going to be chaos. It's designed to be chaos. Oh my God. Dude.
And it's going to be, because like the final act before epilogue, it's like, it was designed to be chaos, but he's intentionally made it
way worse.
1,000 times crazy.
Way worse, man. At first I was like, this is kind of a dope idea he's got. And then what plays out, you're like, oh,
what the fuck are you doing?
how they haven't realized
it.
How they haven't realized he has that book, like, is still just blowing my mind. Like, there's a lot of things that are just like, I'm just looking at this being like,
I feel like it's gonna come out that like somebody has to know.
Well, the only person, supposedly the only person that knows that is the AI.
Each AI passes on and is given its own world, though. Somebody has to.
Well, and you're starting to see, like I said, one of my favorite characters in the game is the AI, or in the book is the AI, because the AI is so temperamental and it's like it's its own thing. You know what I mean? Like you really realize.
I know that the AI is passing along like kernel source codes.
Yeah.
To like go forward into it. I don't know,
dude.
I'm almost. Are we for sure that 7's like where it ends? Like it's for sure done. Like he's not coming out with any more.
I'm almost positive. Well, I do not know that, but from what I have heard, 7 is the final. So is it just
I'm trying to imagine how this wraps up, because we're hitting floor 6 going into book 5. They don't start making deals till 11.
Here's the thing. Right. But here's where they've kind of put the story. It's in floors. They get into the dungeon. Floor 3 is where you pick your classes. Floor 6 that they're going to next is where you get your subclasses and all the extra stuff starts to pop up between trading and everything. And then floor 9 is where all the faction war and everything happens. What I have known, and not from like trying to like skip ahead or look at anything, but just because I was trying to find out research if book 7 was the last book or not. Book 7, I believe, takes place on floor 9. So for me, I feel like something leads up to the floor 9 faction war thing and that's where the end of the story is. Now, I don't know if there's something past that point, but that for me, that makes the most logical sense of where they would end it. You know, so if that's the case, I'm fucking for it for the ride. Because I go to, so you got book 5 comes out next month. That's floor 6. Book 6 is floor 7, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's going to be some type of skip somewhere on the line. I don't fucking know.
It's not the final book.
It's not? It's just the final of where we are?
It's the final of where we are, but it's so the Inevitable Ruin Dungeon Crawl Carl book number 7 is not the last book of the series, though Matt Dinneman has stated that there will be a final book to wrap up the story.
Oh,
because I've been going back and forth. Like, I'm only reading Shivering Sky because like we've all agreed to kind of like take this on right around the same time, and even though I'm reading this other book, and maybe I'm doing the other book a disservice because I'm still just thinking about that and trying to figure out, but even if there's one after.
Even if there's one after, I can't imagine it being anything more than just like a complete wrap up of plot hole type of thing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just going to be a 300-page epilogue.
Oh, we can't say anything without fucking spoiling anything.
I know.
But if Sean's done, we could hit the group chat now. We could start fucking
100%. We can absolutely start doing it, because I I've got theories, man. I got theories and ideas. This is the first time, and I don't know how long, that I have read a book series that I have been so fucking invested in. I am so invested in it. Is it wrong?
Is what wrong?
Like there's other books out there.
No, this is special in its own weird, unique way.
It is. It's
the thought behind it. It's the world. I think obviously, like, we're gamers, so like I think it kind of is even more near and dear to us. But like everything about it is a great story that's got like it's like the perfect balance of like silly fucking humor with fucking like dark like undertones. Like it's no, it's good. I think it's severely underrated. I kind of can't believe that it's been around this long and hasn't blown up as much as I feel like it should.
Or just the fact that there's not anything else. Like there's no TV shows. There's no movie.
No mention of it.
There's no, the only reason I even discovered it is because that girl just fucking happened to one day say, "Hey, by the way, you should read this book." Had she never said anything, I don't know if I would have ever found it. And now, to be granted,
somebody told me to read it, and I didn't, and I'm forever pissed off at them that they didn't like no, you need to read it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a fucking like this is like a verbal knife to your throat. Like, read it to anybody listening right now. Like, it's
so good. It's so good. I just alone, if anybody decides that they want to read a book, $20 on Amazon or $21 on Amazon, or if you want to read it on Kindle or audiobook, they're there as well. You can get, if you've got your fucking audiobook stuff, because that's what I did. Like, I wanted to reread all the books. I've just picked them up on audiobook so I can just listen to them in the car now. Like, and I'm just starting over with book one. Barnes and Noble has them for like $22 or some shit like that. Like, it's just
Universal Studios has bought the rights to Dungeon Crawler Carl to move forward on either a series or a movie. I don't like that.
That does not sit well with me.
I'd almost rather it go to, I've also been thinking about who I would want. I think Amazon would be a good one to put out a show by them.
Yep. I feel like
Fallout, they don't get fucking anal retentive. Yeah. Fallout would be a big one, but like, I feel like they would also put the money behind it to make it be a good series,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, where I feel like if you went to like Netflix, I feel like Netflix just doesn't have that. Like, they have a lot of, I feel like they'd be good for if it was all live action, but this is going to require a significant amount of like CGI and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of CGI invested. I feel like Amazon is where it's at. Like, you could see it with the Fallout series. You could see that where they kept it a little bit, but there's still a lot of like
even
enough
Rings of Power.
Okay, I was going to say Rings of Power is another one. I would almost be okay if it wound up on HBO as well, because there's a lot of money in HBO, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
God, Disney would kill me if it went to Disney. I would fucking cry.
Who's gonna pick it up? Fucking the team that do fucking Star Wars? Get out of here.
She's retiring.
Well, she is, thank God. Look, it's
between Favreau, Filoni, and
look, I'm not one to harp on women or anything like that. I am very much so for women's rights, and I believe that women empowerment.
Stay in the fucking kitchen.
But when objectively the shit you've been doing has been just bad, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to throw in a towel. You're not there to prove a point or to say the women can do it. That's fine. Just walk away. You're just a shit storyteller. Don't make Star Wars. Star Wars is for a bunch of guy nerds. You know what I mean? Just let the guy nerds take care of it. Favreau is going to do a great job anyway. Look at Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Let's wrap this up, baby girl.
Let's wrap this up. Everybody have a good week. Glurp, glurp, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Seriously, no joke. Read Dungeon Crawler Carl. Just get the first fucking book and tell me it's not the greatest thing you've ever experienced. And then if you are not, I said the same thing to Sean. If you're not hooked by chapter 2, go return it. Go return it. But I guarantee you will be. All right.
Yeah.
We're out of here, man. Bye-bye.